the beauty parlor, before doing makeup, the girls were given a tickling punishment, and then what happened next shocked everyone. So stay tuned until the end of the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to watch it till the very end. Friends, there was a girl sitting in front of the mirror, and her eyes fell on her own face. There were light, dark circles under her eyes, and some blemishes on her skin. I need to look my very best, she thought. She searched for a beauty parlor on her phone and found one that was close to her gallery. She immediately booked an appointment and went there. When she arrived at the parlor, she found a grand, decorated room. The air was filled with the scent of roses and sandalwood. A young, smiling woman named Serena came forward to welcome her. "I'm Emily," she said. "Hello, Emily. I'm Serena," Serena replied, her voice carrying a strange sweetness. Serena asked her to sit in a comfortable chair and began preparing for the makeup. As soon as she touched Emily's face, Emily felt a tickling sensation. She tried not to laugh, but Serena's fingers were so gentle that she couldn't resist. Why is she doing this? Emily thought, but she couldn't stop herself. Serena slowly began applying makeup to Emily's face, and Emily started feeling even more ticklish. Serena applied a strange lotion to her face, one with a very unusual fragrance. As the makeup progressed, Emily began to feel something strange. She started feeling dizzy, and her eyes grew heavy. "What's wrong, Emily?" Serena asked, but now her voice carried an odd, cold, and cruel undertone. I feel dizzy," Emily replied. Serena laughed and said, "Don't worry, it's just a little sleep lotion." Emily looked at Serena's face. Serena's eyes were now shining even more brightly, and her smile had twisted into a deformed, terrifying grin. Emily tried to resist, but she had already grown too weak. Her eyes began to close. The next morning, Emily woke up in her gallery. Her makeup was fully done, but she was still struggling with her memory. "How did I get here?" she thought. When she looked at her artwork, she was shocked. Her art, which had once been vibrant and colorful, was now dark and gloomy. She had used blacks, browns, and grays in her paintings. "This isn't my art," she thought. Whose is this?" She tried to recall Serena, but Serena's face became blurry in her memory. Just then, she felt a strange sensation on her makeup. She touched her face and felt a cold, metallic sensation. When she looked into the mirror, she saw a new, horrifying face. Her face now looked like plastic, and her eyes were lifeless, like glass. What happened? She thought in fear. Just then, a message popped up on her phone. "This is your new face. You are now a plastic doll, a puppet. I am your Serena, and now you are under my control." Emily had made the biggest mistake of her life. She had gone for a simple makeup session, but she had lost her identity, her art, and her freedom. Emily's breathing became rapid. Her heart was pounding, but there was no expression on her plastic-like face. "This is your new face. You are now a plastic doll, a puppet," the message read. She put her phone down and looked in the mirror. Her face now had an artificial, ruthless beauty. Her eyes, which once reflected the depth of her art, were now just two shiny, lifeless glass pieces. She wanted to clench her fists, to feel anger and fear, but her fingers just slowly opened and closed. It was beyond her control. Just then, the gallery door opened and her best friend Sarah walked in. "Emily, where have you been? I've been searching for you all over New York," Sarah said excitedly. Emily tried to say something, but no sound came out of her mouth. She felt like someone had placed an invisible lock on her tongue. "Why are you so quiet?" "And what is this?" Sarah asked, looking closely at Emily's face. "Your makeup looks so strange. You don't look like yourself." Emily only blinked. She knew Serena was watching her, listening to her and controlling her. She had become a puppet, with her strings in Serena's hands. When Sarah looked into Emily's lifeless eyes, she felt an odd uneasiness. "Emily, are you okay?" she asked softly, holding Emily's hand. Emily's hand was cold and hard, like that of a doll. At that very moment, another message popped up on Emily's phone. "Stay away from her. She's a danger to you." Emily closed her eyes as if she were in pain. "What's going on? Who's sending you these messages?" Sarah asked. As soon as Sarah picked up Emily's phone, She received a strong electric shock and fell to the ground. A blue light shot out of her hand, and the phone shattered on the floor. Serena's message was actually a virus that destroyed Sarah's phone. It was just a warning that if anyone tried to get close to Emily, they would be punished too. "What is all this?" Sarah asked in fear. Emily looked at Sarah. There were tears in her lifeless eyes, but instead of falling, they seemed to freeze on her face. She stood up like a robot and walked toward a canvas. Her hand picked up a brush and she began painting a horrifying, distorted picture of a girl trapped in a spider's web. The spider looked like Serena. Sarah immediately realized Emily was trying to say something. She wanted to save Emily, but she didn't know how. She tried to run out of the gallery in fear, but Emily suddenly extended her hand toward her. Emily's fingers had a sharp metallic glint. Emily gestured for her to leave, as if she wanted to protect her. Sarah looked at Emily one last time and ran away. "Why did you let her go, my puppet?" Serena's voice echoed in Emily's mind. "Do you think you can escape my web? Number, you are completely trapped in it." But when Serena looked at the gallery's CCTV footage, she discovered a shocking truth. When Emily had reached out to Sarah, she hadn't just gestured for her to leave. She had actually written a small, invisible message on Sarah's palm. The message read, "Help me." Emily had lost her memory and her art, but her will to fight was still alive. Sarah, panicked, ran out of the gallery. Her breathing was fast and her heart was pounding. As she reached the street, she stopped for a moment and looked back. Through the gallery window, Emily stood like a mannequin, her eyes lifeless. What was all this? Sarah asked herself. She remembered Emily's cold, hard hand and the tears frozen on her face. Suddenly, she felt something strange in her palm. She looked at her hand and realized Emily had written something on it. At first, it was just a faint mark, but when she rubbed it with her fingers, one word appeared: "Help me." Her heart sank. This wasn't just a message. It was a scream from Emily's soul, trapped in her plastic body. Sarah knew she had to act immediately. She tried checking Emily's phone's last call history, but as Serena had done, her phone was also damaged. She realized she would have to be extremely careful. On her laptop, she searched for the beauty parlor Emily had booked, but the parlor was no longer listed on Google Maps. The photo showed an empty shop, but Sarah noticed a small, strange symbol on the shop's door. It was a swirling S, the same as the first letter of Serena's name. Sarah found this all very strange. She searched through an old photo album for Serena's picture and ran it through Google image search. Within minutes, she found shocking information. Serena's real name was Serena Thompson, and she was a former art critic whose harsh reviews had ruined the careers of many young artists. Years ago, she had been accused of a mysterious attack in which an artist's identity was completely altered. But due to lack of evidence, she was released. Sarah now understood Serena wasn't just a beautician, but a predator who hunted artists out of jealousy and ego. She stole not just their looks, but also their art and identity. Knowing this, Sarah made a dangerous decision. She had to save Emily. She had to act before Serena trapped her forever. She knew Serena was watching and listening, but Emily's "help me" cry had given her courage. The next day, Sarah went to the gallery disguised as a journalist. She wore a fake press ID and carried a camera. Her intention wasn't to talk to Emily, but to find some clue inside the gallery. She knew Serena's control might not be everywhere. As soon as she entered the gallery, she saw Emily's artworks had completely changed. The walls were covered only with dark, brown, and gloomy paintings, but in one corner, there was a new canvas that was still blank. Sarah looked closely and found a small, invisible mark at the bottom of the canvas. The mark resembled Serena's symbol, but it had another hidden figure inside it, a small, mysterious emblem. This was another secret message from Emily, beyond Serena's control. As soon as Sarah took a picture of the emblem, the gallery door shut. "How dare you come here?" came a cold, trembling voice from behind. It was Serena, now wearing her true, merciless smile. "I'm looking for my friend," Sarah said nervously. "She's not here," Serena said with a laugh. "She's just a puppet, and now you're trapped in my web too." Sarah tried to run, but the door was locked. She knew she would have to fight Serena, but she also knew Serena wasn't alone. The walls were lined with other portraits of people who looked like Emily, but they were all lifeless. They too were Serena's victims. Sarah realized she wasn't alone. There were many others trapped in this web. Now her fight wasn't just to save Emily, but to expose Serena's entire network. And that's where this video ends. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.